In the early 1970s, filmmaker Robert Emenegger was commissioned by the US government to produce a documentary on UFOs using official military and NASA source material. The project gave him unprecedented access to military facilities, government film archives, and aerospace personnel. At Norton Air Force Base in California, he met an audiovisual officer named Paul Schadl, who told him about a film that wasn't supposed to exist. According to Schadl, there had been a UFO landing at Holloman Air Force Base a few years earlier, and the entire event had been caught on film. Air Force cameramen were already set up for an acceleration test when radar picked up 3 unknown objects entering restricted airspace. Radio warnings were issued, no response. As the objects approached, personnel realized they weren't conventional aircraft. They were discs, classic flying saucers. 2 of the discs remained overhead, while a third began to descend. At first, witnesses thought it was in trouble because it wobbled from side to side as if it was out of control. But eventually, it deployed landing gear and came to a controlled rest on the desert floor. A doorway opened, a ramp unfolded. Then 3 humanoid occupants emerged. They had blue-grey skin and large noses, dressed in unusual jumpsuits and distinctive headgear. One carried a small device believed to function as a translator. After a brief meeting with waiting military personnel, the aliens were escorted to a secure area of the base. The entire event was supposedly captured on military film. For Emenegger, it seemed like his documentary was going to be used for some kind of disclosure. Throughout the entire production, he was assured he would be allowed to include the Holloman footage. Then, at the last minute, the film was confiscated and permission to use it was withdrawn. UFOs Past, Present and Future went to air on May 9, 1975. But instead of ending with the Holloman UFO landing footage, the documentary concluded with a reenactment of the Holloman incident using illustrations, stock footage and narration from Rod Serling. The promised film was gone, or at least most of it was. A colleague of Emenegger's was watching the documentary when something caught his eye. Buried within the reenactment was a brief shot of a glowing object moving over the hills near Holloman. The clip lasted only a few seconds. Curious, he contacted Emenegger and asked if it was genuine footage from the Holloman film. Emenegger said it was, but dismissed its significance, saying it didn't really show anything. If true, a piece of classified UFO footage may have been broadcast to the public without anyone realizing what they were looking at. This story comes from credible witnesses, insiders who either saw the footage with their own eyes or learned of the event through official channels. Make of it what you will.
Well, although the Pentagon had been very, very cooperative all the way, at the last minute the film was confiscated and we lost the whole finale of our show. But what I saw and heard was enough to convince me that, the phenomenon of UFOs is real, very real.